At my best friend's wedding reception, her cousin asked me, "Why did you sell that red Hyundai 2 days after Kylie was killed?" I stared in confusion. What red Hyundai? I never owned a red car. Her cousin slowly turned to Naomi, my best friend of 15 years. Her champagne glass slipped from her manicured fingers and shattered on the marble floor. Naomi's new husband rushed to clean it up, but she stood frozen like a statue. "You must be thinking of someone else," I said gently, worried he'd had too much to drink. "I've only ever owned my blue Acura." The cousin frowned deeply and pulled out his phone, scrolling through old Facebook photos from college. The red Hyundai Civic, 2016 model, with the dent in the rear bumper. You posted about selling it right after Kylie died. My heart immediately ached. My childhood best friend Kylie had been killed in a hit-and-run 7 years ago. That year of my life practically erased from my memory due to trauma. The driver was never found despite a massive police investigation. "Wait," I whispered, my legs suddenly feeling weak. "I remember that car now. Naomi borrowed it that night." The cousin's face went pale as death. "Naomi told me you were driving it when Kylie was hit." The wedding reception noise faded to nothing around us. Naomi's mother grabbed her arm, trying to pull her away from the conversation, but I was already connecting the terrible pieces. "Naomi, you borrowed my car that night to get more tequila. You said someone hid it in the parking lot." My voice was shaking uncontrollably now. "That's why there was damage to the bumper." Naomi's cousin pulled up the police report details on his phone that he'd kept. The police had been looking for a red Hyundai Civic with front-end damage. Naomi had returned my car at 3 a.m. with the bumper dented and a cracked headlight. She'd given me $10,000 for a down payment on a new car as an apology. "You killed Kylie with my car." The words came out as barely a whisper. Naomi's white wedding dress suddenly looked like a mockery of innocence. "It was an accident," Naomi said, touching her chest delicately. "But we all lost Kylie that night. It's been so hard on everyone, especially me." "You let me give her eulogy," I said, my voice rising with each word. "You held me while I cried for months about losing her." The entire wedding reception had gone silent, 200 guests staring at us in horror. "I wanted to protect you from more pain," she said softly. "Can you imagine how much worse it would have been? Poor Kylie wouldn't have wanted us all suffering even more over an unfortunate accident." "An accident?" I screamed, standing up so fast my chair crashed backwards. "You were drunk and you fled the scene. That's murder." Naomi's new husband stood between us, his face pale and confused. "Baby, what are they talking about?" Naomi touched his arm gently. "Honey, she's having one of her episodes. You know how emotional she gets. This is why I've always been so protective of her mental health." I laughed bitterly. "You sat next to me at her funeral. You got a memorial tattoo with me." I pulled up my sleeve, showing the angel wings with Kylie's name that we'd gotten together. Naomi had the matching one on her shoulder, visible in her strapless dress. "I did that for you," Naomi said, her voice sweet but her eyes cold. "You needed support and I sacrificed so much to be there. Do you know how traumatic it was for me to get that tattoo? You used me as your alibi." I realized, the full horror washing over me. "When police questioned our friend group, you were comforting me all night. I've been protecting you without even knowing it for 7 years." Naomi's father stepped forward, his face red with anger. "This is ancient history. No need to ruin a wedding over it." "Ancient history?" I said, my voice deadly calm now. "Kylie's parents still visit her grave every Sunday. Her little brother never recovered from losing her. He dropped out of school and ended up in rehab." I thought about all the times Naomi and I had visited Kylie's parents together, how Naomi had cried with them and promised we'd never forget Kylie, how she'd helped organize the yearly memorial run in Kylie's honor while knowing she was the one who killed her. "The police suspected me," I whispered, a new memory surfacing. "They questioned me." Naomi dabbed at her eyes carefully to not smudge her makeup. "I've suffered enough guilt, don't you think? I've donated thousands in her name. I think about Kylie every single day, but please don't ruin my wedding day." "Your wedding day?" I repeated in disbelief. "You've ruined the last 7 years of my life." Naomi's cousin was already on the phone with someone. "Yes, I need to report information about a 7-year-old hit-and-run case." Naomi's husband stepped away from her, his face twisted in disgust and disbelief now. "Pack your things tonight," he said quietly to me. "We're going to the police station first thing tomorrow morning." Naomi collapsed to her knees desperately. "You can't do this. We're best friends. We have 15 years of friendship." "Had," I corrected with ice-cold finality. "We had 15 years before you made me an accomplice to murder."